Happy Thursday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Today, we've got the replay from Sunday night's live call-in show. That was Sunday night, May 25th, 2025. Scotty G joins me, and we take your calls. And we had a lot of fun talk about making the most of long weekends at Walt Disney World for weekends just like this one we just had. And we had great calls from Walt Disney World. Robin and Kin called in at the very end of a fun Walt Disney World vacation, where they gave a review of Boathouse. They'd been many, many times to Walt Disney World, but never to Boathouse, and they loved it. And they gave kind of a live trip report from down there, said the crowds were low and the fun was had. So that was a great call. And then Eric called in as well from Disneyland, staying at the Candy Cane Inn. We talked about his thoughts of the 70th anniversary celebration as it kicks off on the West Coast. And Brandon calls in from out in New Hampshire with some great advice on both lost and found items at Walt Disney World, and if you ever get sick, some help that you might have there as well. Lots of fun on today's show, so sit back and enjoy. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. We could not do it without your help. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, May 25th, 2025. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope you're having a great weekend. We're going to be here for the next hour taking your calls at 407-584-7173, 584-7173, the new-ish phone number. And joining me tonight, it's your buddy. It's my buddy. It's Scotty G. We're matching in the captain's hats because we are under 45 days till the next time we set sail with Disney Cruise Line. And it's also now officially Yacht Rock season, Scotty's favorite time of the year. What's up, Scott?
Happy Sunday, Mike. I'm normally traveling Memorial Day weekend. The last 15 years we've been somewhere not here, which is kind of crazy to think. And last year I was sitting in the seat you are right now. I was in the Be Our Guest podcast studios last Memorial weekend Sunday, and that was pretty awesome.
Was you and Jared did a podcast takeover of the studio?
Dude, we had so many people watching. Come on, where are the numbers tonight? I mean, they're pretty good, but we had so many people watching that night.
It was later at night. We did. It was
later,
closer to 10 o'clock. And that was a lot more of a dangerous stream. And so people do like to watch Danger and Trainwrecks.
Maybe people like the late night, after 9 o'clock. I don't know.
Could be. It was definitely.
Because that was after dinner and everything too. Because there was a storm, I remember, in St. Louis. So you couldn't even go live. I mean, I think you started to. I was running late because of the weather and all that. And then you just said, forget it. And then we're like, no, let's go live after dinner, and it was fun.
I mean, we do, and
there's clips of that on a Must-See Adventure video. I put in a bunch of video of that, on that day. It was kind of fun.
This is Route 66 episode, right?
Yeah,
that one. Yeah. So anyway, we're here tonight. We're going to be talking Disney for the next hour at 407-584-7173. Going to open up the phone lines here shortly. Shout out to Robin, who is a Missouri resident, heading back to Jackson, Missouri, down near the Boot Heel. Sent me an email earlier today saying that they're dining tonight. I think they dined at the Boathouse. Pretty good there to kind of wrap up their vacation. And they might call in tonight because they're asking about the phone number. So we'll maybe hear from them. But Scotty G, what has been going on in your neck of the woods before we get the phone lines open here?
I know you had a big thing happen this weekend too with Pamela, and not quite the same level, but Emily wrapped up her her high school career too. So she had her last day. Then the big week is going to be this upcoming week. We have graduation and graduation celebration parties. So big week coming up here. But then the Must See Adventures channel hit 1,000 subscribers. Say what?
And we did it, people. We did it. We got there.
Yes. I know. I thank you, Mike. I thank the listeners to Be Our Guest podcast. Thanks for watching the show and commenting. It's been a lot of fun. It's been like 15 months. Never thought we'd get to 1,000 ever. Yet Leah do it in 15 months. So now we gotta have a new goal, right? So let's get to 2,000. That'll be my next goal. But I won't bother you as much. But we'll probably do another promo when we get to 2,000.
We're just gonna keep a lot of fun. Just gonna keep it going. I mean, just keep it going.
Yeah,
Must See Adventures, like and subscribe. That's right. So I'm going to ask you about, because we're going to talk about some other things. Shout out to Trisha, who's tuned in tonight from the Wisconsin Dells, which I'm a big fan of. I think she's having dinner tonight at Moose Jaw, which is one of the great restaurants in the Wisconsin Dells. Get the taco pizza. It is amazing. I had the best taco pizza last night from Happy Joe's. Second best is at Moose Jaw up there in the Dells. But have a good time.
I've drove by Wisconsin Dells once, coming from Minneapolis from the Final Four.
Right.
And I know not much about it, but I know of Moose Jaw because of you. Like, you love talking that place up.
It's Moose Jaws, and it's like water slides. That's the whole town, like in Kalahari and all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And cheese curds everywhere. Like it's
cheese curds.
And snappy things. I don't know what that means, but people like it. The snappy? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I'm definitely cruise fever. I've been having the cruise stuff on, but some of the topics tonight, you can bring your topic. If you have a trip planning question, feel free, jump to the top of the line. Let's talk about that. Both water parks are now open, Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. I thought we might talk about which one is your favorite, but more importantly, why is that park your favorite? If you say Typhoon is, why? What's the reason you picked Typhoon over Blizzard? Same for Blizzard. And also, it's a 3-day weekend. Scott, I know you do this all the time. You're kind of the wizard of this. Have you ever traveled to Walt Disney World for a long weekend? And how do you make that trip different? How do you maximize your time? Is it like you spend the whole time in the parks if you go for a long weekend trip? Or is it more of a resort weekend kind of thing? Like, how does it, because when you go down for like the long week-long trip, you're there for 7 nights. It has a different feel than because when I go down for race weekends, it's like, it's not necessarily as much of a vacation. It's more of like a mission. I don't know how you feel about like long weekend trips. Like if you go down, because you do this all the time. Like, how do you see those? I mean, differently than like you go down for a week.
I look at them as usually just like an escape. So it doesn't matter what we're doing, resort, parks, or whatever, dining. Like I'm all in because it's usually to just escape reality here at home for a few days, and maximize that PTO. And you know me, Mike, sometimes those, oh yeah, it's going to be a long weekend turns into like 4 or 5 days because I just get that add on, like, oh, I got to add on, But those are normally park heavy trips for us, right? Because we're just going to fly down there like on a Friday, go crazy, just hit up all 4 parks and just come back on a Monday exhausted and then ready to work on Tuesday. That's kind of how we do it.
Sounds like a plan though, because I like the way you say it's like an escape, right? Because sometimes you can't.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward for a vacation necessarily. Just like I just want to get out of my town for a couple days. All
right. So the phone lines are open now. We've kind of established some of the things we could talk about tonight. We could talk about anything. Whatever you want to talk about. It's up to you guys. This is your show. So we got our first call of the night, and I got to hit about 3 different buttons here. So let's do this. Hang on. Let's try this.
We got to get there.
Because we got 3 calls at the same time.
Look at that.
Let's see here, and let's see what happens here. Hey, caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, who is this? Oh no, we got 2 calls at the same time. Hang on 1 second.
Uh-oh.
We have to do not disturb on.
Oh man, popular show tonight.
I know everyone want to call at the same time. Okay, remember when 1 call drops, you call in next. All right, who do we have on the line?
It's Matt again.
Hey, Matt, what's up?
I'm back. Nothing much. I have to say, they just released the video footage of the Little Mermaid show, and let me see if I can say anything without spoiling it. All I'll say is that it looked really good.
Okay.
It looked really good.
So you're excited to see that?
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, I didn't get the opportunity to actually see it when it was known as Voyage of the Little Mermaid because they had it closed for refurbishment.
Right.
And then they had a very special guest at the soft opening, and that was the lady who did the voice in the original movie, Jodie Benson.
Correct. That was cool. It was nice that she went there to surprise everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, I thought I have the original movie on DVD, and I thought it was one of the best things I'd ever seen. And Jodie was really good Ariel. I mean, nobody has ever played her like she did.
I agree.
And she still continues to do the voice today. I mean, so many of the other princesses are now long gone, but there are many people that are still with us, and Jodie is one of them, and thank goodness.
Yes.
Nobody could ever touch Ariel like Jodie Benson.
She does a lot of charity work with Give Kids the World, too. So she's, she seems like a really good person. Glad to see she's still involved.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And I think on the last show I told you I had previously signed up for another running race, and I did that yesterday.
Congratulations. How'd it go?
I finished in 29 minutes and 28 seconds. I beat my time on my first 2 5Ks.
Holy smokes, ever. Under 30. That's something. You're smoking. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud.
You should be.
I'm very proud of them.
Very good job.
And I've been also following you on social media, and I want to say congratulations to your wife.
Thank you. I appreciate that. She gets to spend all this time with me now. She should be super excited. She's probably going to get it. She'll probably have another job by Friday, I'd imagine.
Oh, cool. How long had she been a teacher?
Since 1997.
Ooh, almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Close. Very close.
Yeah, but that's a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, she's a good teacher.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go and get some. Let you guys get some more callers.
All right. Well, hey, it's good to talk to you. We'll talk to you next week, and you have a great rest of your holiday weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye. Whoop. Oh, I missed it. He got off there too fast. I was trying to.
I do like that noise, though.
I do like that noise. It's pleasant, but it's I try to get rid of it. All right. 407-584-7173. So when a call drops, give us a holler, and we shall take your call, because they all came in at the same time. Because all of a sudden my board lit up and it said, "Do you want to put this one on hold?" I'm like, "Put on hold." Okay.
Is that something you want to put into your Hollywood Studios day now? The Little Mermaid show?
I have a take about that. We have our next call, so let me grab this. And it happened again. Okay, hang on. We'll do this.
It's the holiday weekend. It's fine.
I'm off my game here. All right, we have our next call. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, this is Robin and Ken Haas.
Hey, Robin. What's going on from down in Jackson? I know you're at Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Long-time listeners, big fans.
Appreciate that. We love it. I got family down in Poplar Bluff, so you're not too far from there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So how was Walt Disney World this week?
I'd say Epic Universe has had its impact. It was not very crowded this week. We were very pleasantly surprised that we were able to negotiate through the parks, particularly, this weekend, with relative ease. Certainly crowded, but not near to the extent that it has been in previous years during this time of the year.
Nice. So, you know what? Here's the thing too, and Scott, you probably noticed this too, because I'm sure you were looking on social media. Like, since Epic opened officially on the 22nd, so 3 days ago, they capped the attendance. It wasn't like swarmed or swamped. Both Walt Disney World and Universal have had very low crowds. It's weird. Today, especially, I've looked at wait times. Like in Magic Kingdom, Epic Universe, everywhere has been super low. It's interesting.
Right. I don't think we saw a time for any ride on any of the parks more than about 70 minutes this entire week. So that was pretty good.
Gotta like that. But it's been a hot one, right? You guys been smoking down there? Yeah.
That may have contributed to it. Everybody may have been in the pool, to be honest,
could have been.
or at the water parks, but it's been miserably hot this week. And so, that's been the most unpleasant part of the trip, is just the heat. So we kind of take your advice. We go early in the morning, come back midday and cool off and take it easy and relax, and then go back in the evening. So we follow Mike Rallman strategy there.
Hey, I just parrot what I've been taught by the smarter people before me. I just go by what I've been told. Now, did you guys take advantage of the water park, the free water park option with your resort stay? Did you guys do that?
We didn't. We just we drove down. We actually left a day earlier than what we'd originally planned. Because of all the storms we'd been having in our area, so we tried to get out of town before the storms hit, and so we actually spent the night here in Orlando at the first night at the Drury Inn and Suites there at Disney Springs. And I would say, first of all, that hotel, very, very, very nice. We were very impressed with it. The rooms were huge. Of course, you get the free breakfast and the free dinner. So it was just really nice. We didn't have to try to catch the bus to go to the parks because we got there late in, kind of about dinner time, and we left early in the morning the next day to move over here to the beach club. But we ate the kickback dinner.
Yeah, I was going to say, Scotty G and I are both fans of the 5 o'clock kickback at a Drury. That's one of the best deals going. I mean, if you don't know what that is, man, you are missing out. The kickback at a Drury is awesome.
So then we moved over to the beach club, and our room was ready like 9 o'clock in the morning. And so we just came in, checked into the rooms, and hit the parks running. We didn't even have to kill time at the water park to wait for our room to be ready. So that was a bonus. So we actually hit. We usually, our tradition is try to go to Beaches and Cream for our lunch for the first day. Well, we were able to do that, but we were able to sandwich that in between a visit to Epcot in the morning and a visit to Magic Kingdom in that evening afterwards. So yeah.
That's a good first day. Holy smokes. And you're killing Scott here because, Scott, if he's lucky, his room's ready at 4 o'clock, and like you guys, 9 o'clock? Come on. That's
it's not like you even needed it either. It's usually when you don't even want it ready because you were already there, well rested,
right.
from the night before.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So I don't know if that was indicative, of the lower crowds or what it was, but yeah, we were very pleased with being able to get in that quick. But yeah, the beach club was nice. Of course, Stormalong Bay is closed right now, so we didn't get to take advantage of that, and got quite a bit of construction still going on in the building, so it looks kind of odd. But
that could be why you got the room early.
Enough that it didn't really bother us. We just went on about our business, but we spent most of the time in the parks and eating. We'd like to take advantage of some of the good dining spots. We, like Robin said in her note, we went to the Boathouse tonight. That's the first time we'd ever been to Boathouse. We've been coming down here for decades, and the first time we ever went to the Boathouse was tonight. And I have to say that was very, very, very good, very delicious.
So
had your prime filet mignon sliders, I think.
Oh, you can't go wrong. Okay, one, they're the best value on the menu, and you know how I am. I'm kind of tight, so that's why I go with them. But those things are super tasty. But why do you think you took so long to go to the Boathouse? And I have a theory as to why it took me a little bit. But why do you think it took you forever to get there?
Well, I think there's just so many choices down here.
True.
And you kind of get the ones that you like, and you just try to keep going back and back because you're familiar with them and you like them, and it's kind of hard to get into the Boathouse, and so we've tried in the past and weren't able to do it, and so we were able to secure the reservation this time. So Robin talked to the waiter, and he got the card from the chef for her because of the meal that we had, and so he said, if we ever have trouble getting in, call the chef, and they may be able to or email the chef, and she might be able to pull some strings to get us a reservation in the future. So there you go. There's a tip for you.
No kidding. Like, hey, I know the chef. That's not bad.
That's right.
I always wonder because I always thought it was kind of either too fancy or it didn't have like that one extra thing. Like it didn't have a show. It didn't have like a real strong theme to it, like a sci-fi theme or a 50s prime time. It didn't have.
It's got a boating theme, which is awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, but I'm not, except this stupid hat that I got on right now. It's like, but it's great food, and it's especially on a nice night, you can sit out on the water. I like that too.
Yeah. It was too hot tonight.
Yeah,
we had to sit inside.
I said a nice night.
It started pouring down rain, so today was the first day it really, really rained hard on us. So
Yeah.
Tell him it's because of him that we went there. So thank you.
Yep. So anyway, last night we ate at Topolino, so that was pretty special as well. So that was a great meal. And I think the night before that we went to the Grand Floridian Cafe, and so that was good as well. So
Fried chicken.
yeah, that was
That's what I
buttermilk
get.
chicken. That was pretty good.
You guys
It
go.
was either
get
there or
on.
Olivia's for the buttermilk chicken, and we just opted for Grand Floridian Cafe.
That's a good. That's one of my favorites too. You guys went to all my favorite places. Good Missourians.
Yeah.
We all stick together here on this food.
We listen to you, man.
It's like an all-star Missouri the platter here, like all the ADRs here. This is good stuff.
Yeah.
So when you guys went into the parks, like, was there anything new, or did you guys get to? The Villain Show isn't open yet for the general. No, it opens I think next week.
No.
Yeah, they're doing the they did
yeah.
a media preview. But did you guys do anything that was a little bit different, or for you guys, or anything in the parks? Anything? See anything special? Anything?
Nothing particularly different this time. Like you said, we've been coming so often that we didn't even feel compelled to have to ride everything because we've done most everything in previous visits. But
I will say this, Mike. Today we did something different than we normally do. We actually got up super early, and we came without our kids and our grandkids. So it was just Ken and I. And we're seniors, so we don't get around as quick as we used to. But we got to Animal Kingdom super early this morning. It was cooler. The crowds were not crazy, and like we rode Flight of Passage. And the last couple of years we haven't even ridden it because it's like a 3-hour wait, and unless you want to pay, of course. And I told Ken on the way riding the bus back to the hotel, I really enjoyed Animal Kingdom today. We left about 1:30, 2 o'clock. It was perfect. We got there early, and we just took a break. And we saw Lion King, which was amazing. But it was just nice to not be there in the heat of the day. And there again, the crowds were so low. So that was kind of a change for us. Didn't you feel like that was kind of a different pace?
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, the weather and the crowds. I mean, those two factors can totally change how
Absolutely.
you see a theme park and even a vacation, right? Because you're
So
not.
true.
It's a mindset thing. You're not battling. You're not battling people for positions and lines for trying to get a meal. And then
Right.
it just, I mean, you're from Missouri. We deal with the humidity all the time. The humidity and the heat are
Right.
something we deal with in the
Yeah.
summer. But if you don't have to deal with it, it
Right.
makes it so much. And by the way, when you guys get home right now, it's 61 degrees.
I know.
Here in
I
St. Louis. It's
know.
ridiculously
Our
A lot of
chilly.
jackets again.
Yeah, our kids live in Lake St. Louis. I know our kids live in Lake St. Louis, and they sent us messages, and it's like so we honestly we're looking forward to that.
I mean, I was telling Scott before the show started, I had to put the top up on my Jeep to go get Taco Bell
Aw.
tonight. I know I had it down. I had to put it up because it's so chilly. I usually take the doors off on Memorial Day weekend, but so speaking of Lake St. Louis, just real quick, there's a bear on the loose in Lake St. Louis. Just so
Oh my God!
so you know, I
We
know.
haven't heard that.
Yeah, I'm saying because it's like two towns over from where I am. And, I'm not worried about it. Like, the funny thing is, like, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun somebody, and I just want to be the slowest person of the people I'm around. So I got to
We'll
be
have to
careful.
call our kids about that.
Yeah.
But the main reason we called tonight, Mike, was we really appreciate what you do. We listen to you, and we listen to Scotty G. And when you tell us something, we make a mental note of it, and it really does make a difference. And so we appreciate it. We wanted you to know that.
And we listen to your podcast all the drive down here. So.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man.
That's a lot of Mike.
I'm clipping that for my wife because, I tell her all the time that, she doesn't listen to the show, but I always tell her, I'm like, Pam, you get the you're getting like the Patreon show 24/7. Like, and you're not even paying.
Right.
I'm like, you're paying in a different way.
Oh, she's
Like,
paying all right.
That's what I tell her. That's what I say. You're paying the ultimate price because she's like, would you just shut up?
Hey, Mike, I do have a question for you and
Yeah.
Scotty G. Though.
Yeah.
We're still old school using the old version of the Magic Band. And we're getting ready to go, believe it or not, go to Disneyland next month with our grandkids and our son and daughter-in-law. Be the first time Robin and I have been to Disneyland in probably 45 years or so.
Since 1976.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I have a question for you. They sell the Magic Band Pluses here in the park or in the gift shops. And my understanding is that those Magic Band Plus, you can use those here at Disney World. You can also use them at Disneyland, and you can also use them on the cruise.
Yep.
But you have to link them each to each one of their respective apps. Is that correct?
That is correct. And
Okay.
Disneyland is really going in kind of wholeheartedly on the Magic Band Plus now with the 70th anniversary celebration. So now it's kind of the time to have it when you go out there because they have these. Pam talks about it on Friday's show. I know you guys were down there, but we talk about the 70th anniversary celebration, and there's these activations that you can
home tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so you'll hear about it. But there's these activations you can go around the park now with your Magic Bands Plus because like people out in California just don't use them, even though they've been available now for like over a year. You rarely see people using them, and if they are using them, they're probably people coming from that are Walt Disney World people. But I think they're kind of pushing it now with the 70th, and they're going to have these activations around the park. So yeah, now would be the time to get one. But yeah, you do have to link it, and if you have any trouble, just ask a cast member out there. They'll zap it for you.
Okay. Good.
Yep.
Tell them we'll go down to the gift shop.
Yeah, I'll get one here before we leave.
Yeah, because you'll have way more. That's the place to get one because you'll have the greatest selection of
right
themes and stuff.
Right.
Yep. Good souvenir. And keep it for 10 years or as long as it keeps ticking. Those things last way longer than they say.
And you have to get it, but those you have to get a charger for them as well.
Well, they come with a charger. Yeah, they come with it's a little cradle. Yeah, you like a USB thing.
Okay.
Yep. But it's another thing you got to remember to charge. Well, the good news is it's still like will unlock your door and all that stuff, and it'll still do the basic functionality if you don't charge it. But if it's dead, it won't flash and do the haptic feedback and stuff like the fun stuff won't happen. But it still gets you in the door. So thank God.
Good.
So you're not like locked out. That's the good news.
So we're looking forward to Disneyland. Like I said, we've never been obviously to California Adventure, and our kids and grandkids they've been out there a couple times now, and they talked us into going with them this year. So we're getting a double dose. We had already had this trip planned before we knew they were going there, but so we'll be Disneyed out here before too long. But
you're gonna. I mean, you guys know, like I hadn't been. Scott was telling me you got to go. Pam Forrester was telling me you got to go, and I was like, When I went in 22, like man, like within 24 hours of being out there, I was like, this is the greatest place in the world. This is because I'm a nostalgia guy.
We're looking forward to it.
You're gonna love it.
Sounds like you just need to add a cruise on in August, and you're all set.
Absolutely. We need to all sail together. We need to. We all need to do this. We need to all hang out. We absolutely need to do this.
Yeah, we've got to try after we go to Disneyland. We'll have all three of them here in the 24 or I guess 12-month period. Yeah. Sure. Maybe one of these days we can join up with one of your.
Meet up at Gingham's. Scott's been at Gingham's.
That's what I just said. We even eat there because you say it's a great place to eat.
It is.
And it's delicious.
100%. I mean, it's this little diner. Heck yeah. Can't beat it. I mean,
we went up to visit our kids, and we left a little bit early, and we were kind of hungry. And Ken said, "I know where we should go." And we went to Gingham.
Oh my gosh, I'm an influencer.
He said, maybe we'll see Mike.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Or Taco Bell or...
There's high chance Taco Bell on Sunday and Monday nights. But
there you go.
I'd love to hang out with you guys. That'd be super fun. And maybe, like, I haven't been down that way, Southeast Missouri, in forever. Like, I used to go down for, like, the rodeos and stuff. My cousin's kid, now he's, like, a big star. He goes all around the country. He used to do the one down, all the Poplar Bluff ones and stuff. But I used to love those little small-town rodeos. But, man, I'm so glad you guys called in, and don't be strangers, and let us know how everything goes. And I mean, it's been so. Hey, this is awesome. You guys, and have a safe ride home. And trying to remember all the places we used to stop on the way home. Can't remember. It's been so long
since I
drove.
It's all about Buc-ee's now on the way home.
I know. Back in the day, there weren't Buc-ee's. We always stopped at Love's. Like Love's was the Buc-ee's back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, have fun at Buc-ee's. Yeah, get some of those beaver nuggets.
Love them. The cheese ones.
All right. Have fun, y'all. I appreciate talking to you. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have you ever had beaver nuggets?
No. Well, no. I think Jared brought some like this last weekend actually at the house we rented, but I don't think I had one. Or no, maybe because we stopped at that Wally's place, which is kind of
Yes.
similar.
Yeah,
And I think we got
Wally's-
the beaver nugget equivalent of what they have.
Yes, and hot take, I think Wally's is way better than Bucky's. By the way, it's not
Wally's
as
is
big.
crazy.
Wally's is
I
good.
was not expecting that.
I like Wally's. All right, 407-584-7173 is the number, and the phone line is back open. So, what were you saying? Oh, we got another call. This is a good night. This the holiday weekends are where it's at, I guess. And let's do this, and do this, and hello, caller. Who's this?
This is Eric, currently at Candy Cane Inn outside Disneyland and looking at the backside of Cars Land right now.
Oh
How's it
my
going?
gosh, you're Candy Cane Inn. Holy smokes, you're living life.
The hidden gem.
It is a hidden gem. So how's Disneyland?
Oh, it's been amazing. We've been here since Friday. It's gotten a little busier each day. But I was the one that put in the Discord server. I hit Mission Cafe and Blue Bayou on the same day, doing the Mike versus Scotty battle of the day. Both of those were great, but I'd give the edge to Carnation. Just overall, probably better value. Food was really good. Maybe just hit a little bit better at the right time. But
Totally
both are
agree
great
with that.
options.
That is a good place.
I totally agree.
Did you get Walt's chili?
We did. Actually, we got Walt's chili on the return visit. Carnation was good enough. We found a reservation the next day and did a return visit. First day, we hit up the potato soup. The potato soup was really good as well.
Oh man, that
Nice.
sounds so good. So yeah, obviously the 70th anniversary celebration just kicked off recently, like the last week to 10 days. So what have you thought about what you've seen out there?
It's actually, I've seen, I've been going here regularly since like before the 50th. So I've seen the 50th, 60th, and now 70th. 70th is quite a bit better than the 60th was. I don't know if anything's really going to touch the 50th, maybe the 75th. But the offerings have been really good. We saw the World of Color, Paint the Night. We saw the Better Together Pixar Parade today. So we've been hitting all the offerings, and they've all been really enjoyable. The kids have really enjoyed them. They've all been worth your time. So there's definitely crowds. It's still early, so people are definitely parking earlier, finding their spots for the parades and shows. But it's well worth your time at this point. I wouldn't say we've regretted any of our decisions making time for them yet.
Okay, I'm gonna have Scott ask you a couple questions, but I gotta ask you one question while it's on my mind because I'm serious. I don't know why, like I'm obsessed with these things. How many people walk around with those keys? Those gigantic keys. I mean, are these things selling? Are these things going to be a phenomenon or no? Or like they a dud? Or are they going to be the next thing? Like those big keys.
Oh, they are gangbusters right now.
God.
If you walk by somewhere, if you walk by and there's a random line, like somewhere that shouldn't have a line, there's probably one of the keys there, one of the key holders, kind of a spot. Some of them have some pretty long lines, but people seem to enjoy them. You see them walking around. Holding them in lines and everything else, so it seems to be a big hit. I don't know if I'm ready for a $60 pin and homework to have to walk around to open it up, but eventually I'm sure they'll be found for maybe a little bit cheaper at the outlets, but they definitely are super popular so far, so
Interesting.
definitely a big hit.
So they're like a foot long, right? I mean, they are that big or bigger?
Yeah, they're pretty big size. Like it's very noticeable if someone's walking around holding one in their hand.
That's so funny. So Scott, you have any questions for Eric out there?
I mean, I just kind of thought of a question. So Eric, sounds like you've been going to Disney quite a bit. So you went to the 60th, and my memory might be a little fuzzy here. So maybe you can help me a little bit. I swear, and I preface this by saying I love Paint the Night, but I swear Paint the Night was like debuted for the 60th. Am I right with that? Because I remember when I went to the 60th, I saw Paint the Night. Does that add up to you?
I believe so, yes. It was the 60th around 2015, and then it ran for a couple of years, kind of on and off, and then it's been gone for quite a while now. But
and it's been gone. So I love the return of it, but it's like, man, like it's like repeating the 60th. Like the 60th, the big thing was like, oh, Paint the Night, this new parade, and now this the 70th, 10 years later. Oh, come check out Paint the Night. It feels weird.
It's one of those things, the same way Mike says, the nostalgia of all the things from when I was younger that I wish they would bring back, electrical parade and everything else. It really hits really hard with like the current generation and my kids. So I'm happy for them that it's back. I probably enjoyed it more this trip than I have in past, even when it was new. It wasn't my jam back then because I was still holding on tight to the electrical parade. But it is super popular. The crowds just love it. I think everybody's just happy it's back. I hope people think that it'll stick around longer now, but I'm sure there's always that 75th looming in a few years that maybe there'll be a completely new parade for that. But it has been super popular, and even the 10:45 I think showing was thick with people waiting for good spots. So there's definitely a high demand for it at this point.
I love it too. I love it too. I just find it funny that it was the big thing for the 60th, and now it's also the big thing for the 70th. So
I kind of have a take on that real quick. Not a hot take or anything like that, but here's the thing, and this is my perspective because this applies to me, but I think it applies to a lot of people. I would say in the last, say, 15 years, right? So since between like the 50th, like, because you're talking about the 60th, right, Scott? Because you've been going a long time to Disneyland, but a little bit before the 60th, maybe. I would say like in the last 15 years, a lot of folks, I think a lot more, Disneyland has become more popular, like as a national destination than it used to be. So I think that maybe a lot of people, there's a lot of people in my boat that maybe didn't get to see Paint the Night the first time around. I think there's a ton of people, and there are a lot of people on the fringe that maybe saw it briefly. Like, so it's not as, something that ran forever for like years and years, like Main Street Electrical Parade or Spectral Magic at Walt Disney World. Like they might have seen it once or twice. So it's a good, oh my gosh, I saw it one time and I loved it. Or man, I heard about it. Like this was it's like with you, did you always talk about it? Like, man, you love Spectral Magic, but you never saw Paint the Night. Like that's all I ever heard from everybody. Pam Forster, yeah, you love Spectral Magic, but you should have seen Paint the Night out at Disneyland. I'm like, well, yeah, I wish, and then we're bringing back Paint the Night. I'm like, oh, here we go. I got to go. So I think, maybe in the last 10 to 15 years, Disneyland's become more of a destination nationally and internationally. So I think maybe that's the one of the thought processes in this, possibly.
Yeah, and I think bringing it back, while it would have been nice to have something new, there's definitely obviously a certain amount of nostalgia with Disney that everybody wants to bring back. So bringing things back, especially here with the amount of history, I think might hit a little bit different than always in Florida, where it's more first-time tourists and that kind of things. Obviously, there's the regulars, but Disneyland has more of a local culture and everybody really remembering the way things were and wanting to relive some of those things or show their kids or grandkids the things that they had when they were younger. So I think here it might hit a little bit different than Florida, but yeah. I mean, you would think that maybe, like I said, maybe something new for 75th, but everybody's eating it up right now. And even for the past few years it's been gone, all people have been bugging is, where are the floats? Are they going to be bringing it back? Like checking the freeways. Are they moving them around? Like it's just been super popular.
Yeah.
That's good.
So you're staying at Candy Cane Inn, correct? Like you're staying there?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, every time.
It's legendary, right? I mean, I book travel and people always ask, like, if we're going to stay off site, like it's always one of the first places people put on the quote form. And I swear I have a theory that people put on the quote form just because of the cute name. Like if they don't know, because there's like 40 different good neighbor hotels, right? And there's like the Hilton, there's the Fairmont, there's the, the Howard Johnson, there's, it's all the Best Western. There's a couple Best Westerns, but they see a place called the Candy Cane Inn. And I swear people that don't know are like, dude, I want to stay at the Candy Cane Inn. That sounds cool. But the thing is, people who stay there love it. Like it gets great reviews. So what are you thinking about the stay there?
It's one of those things that, especially, it's a value, let's say a value Florida, like a little bit nicer. There's a free breakfast every morning. There's a reliable shuttle going back and forth. And the best thing actually was during the COVID kind of closures, they decided to do a full revamp of the property. So they revamped all the rooms. They went from like older carpet to newer hardwood style floors, redid all the beds, the windows, the doors, the air conditioning. So even though it's been around since I think like 1957, it's like a new hotel. The prices obviously went up a little bit, but it's still well in line, if not even cheaper for the extra amenities you get. I mean, who doesn't want to park sometimes like right in front of their car, their hotel room? It's pretty easy. You throw the luggage in and out of the car. It's only 2 stories, so you don't have to go up and down a lot of stairs, even if you're an upper floor. It's just super convenient, clean, and that's, I think, all that people want. You're on the same side of the road as Disneyland, so you never have to cross the street going back and forth like some of the other ones. Even if you want to walk off property, there's the nice mall just a little bit down the street, some extra places to eat, some shopping. There's a couple of convenience stores like a CVS and a Walgreens within half a block. So if you ever forgot something, it's super easy to pick stuff up. It's just super convenient. And we started coming here when I was a kid because what's now the Pixar Place Hotel was purchased by Disney. It was previously owned by another company. I think it was called Pan Pacific or the Emerald. Mm-hmm. Disney bought it, started to refresh it up. It was great for a while. Prices got a little bit out of my family's budget at the time, and we found Candy Cane. And I think we tried it on a whim, probably, like you said, because of the name. My parents were like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then they've come here ever since, and I've started bringing my family here. So it's just been super reliable. I've come here even when I haven't gone to Disney trips, so I ever have to stop in the area. I know it's a reliable, safe, clean place that I can crash for the night.
That's a great feedback for folks. It's a great feedback for folks because I've always had this working theory, because you got to have some hook to get people in the door, right? I mean, it's a great idea. What do you name, your business? How do you, because you got to make the first contact. And then, once people get there, then you got to sell them and you got to you got to do great customer service. And you got, so for a hotel, you got to have clean rooms, great service, and great amenities. And I've always hear that from the Candy Cane Inn. But, if you have a list of 45 hotels, how do you distinguish yourself? I mean, with the name Candy Cane Inn and you're going to Disneyland, I swear, I'm always like, if you don't know what you're doing and you're just trying to find a hotel, I mean, I would pick the Candy Cane Inn over, Cell Block H or something. You know what I'm saying? If you have all these names, boom, I want to go stay at the Candy Cane Inn. So, and you kind of confirmed that. Maybe your parents thought, oh, Candy Cane Inn. And the boom, second generation, you're staying there right now. It worked. Marketing.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like, my kids enjoy it. The pools here are on the smaller side, so it's not, you're not getting Stormalong Bay or anything else, but it's a good place to dip in. Weather's nice today. Kids enjoyed the pool for a bit, and it's almost time for dinner now.
So where's dinner going to be? What's your plans? Because it's only almost 5:00 there, so I'm sure you're not done for the night, right?
No, we got a last minute reservation to Wine Country Trattoria to go get some Italian food for the evening. Do a couple rides in California, and then finish the night out at Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, nighttime, a Sunday night at Disneyland. Is there anything in the world better?
No, it's what goals are for, right? That's what you want to be able to do. You said on a nice holiday weekend, enjoy your 3-day weekend, spend some time at Disneyland.
So do you guys close down the park? Stay there till just till they throw you out? Disneyland is the best for that. Like a little fantasy land at the end of the night.
We definitely do the early mornings, take a midday break, go to the pool, take a little nap, and then head back and try to close it down. It's the bell curve. Enjoy the quiet times first thing and last thing, and let the rest of the people fight for everything in the heat of the afternoon.
Oh man, that's the way to go. And you got to make sure you get a Gibson Girl, a mobile order on the way out. Walking down Main Street out through the touch points with an ice cream cone.
Oh yeah, eating at Carnation Cafe right next door. My kids are like, so do we get ice cream afterwards? What are we thinking of?
Have to. Come on, Dad. Gotta do it.
Oh.
Gotta do it on the way out. Gotta have the picture or something, some confectionery, something. Well, hey, great call, and you're doing it right. We'll have to tell you that. This is wonderful. I'm just so glad to hear that you're having a great time out at Disneyland, because this is what memories are made of. You're doing it right.
Absolutely, it's been great. Yeah, thank you so much for the show, and I'll catch you again.
Well, have a wonderful evening.
Enjoy Wine Country and have a great night.
All right, thanks for calling in.
Thanks, guys.
See you later. Bye-bye. All right, great calls. I love this. Let's see here. So do that. And the number is 407-584-7173. Shout out to Molly, one of our lizards, who is currently sitting at MCO on a 1.5 hour delay because of the storms. But she's been at Walt Disney World having a great time. So if Molly wants to call in from MCO, we still have about 13 minutes left in the show. Give us a call and give us a review. They stated All-Star Music and a family suite. Oh, we have a call.
Nice.
Let's get the call. Let's see here. Do this, and do that, and ask who the caller is. Caller, hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, it's Brandon up in New Hampshire. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Brandon. Hey, how's New Hampshire? Yeah, you guys, somebody's got to be getting good weather this weekend. Is it you guys?
It's not us. It's certainly not us. We had a nor'easter come in on Thursday night into Friday, and luckily, it's a time of year where it wasn't snow. It was just a lot of rain, wind, and freaking cold for this time of year.
Yeah, well, everybody else, all the other callers are like either at Walt Disney World or Disneyland. So Michigan, Missouri, and New Hampshire here, so we're missing out. But Anyway, what's on your mind?
Absolutely. I'm feeling that FOMO right now.
For real. It's like, hey, I'm at the Candy Cane Inn. Hey, I'm at the Boathouse. Hey, I'm sitting in my daughter's old bedroom podcasting. But yeah, can't all be doing it. So what's up?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, remember you and I had a conversation through email about a topic, a couple of topics that you guys don't really talk about much on the podcast. As we had a good return story from Disney when something was lost, and also a great interaction with the Advent help.
Yeah, so go ahead and share. Go ahead and share so we can talk about it.
So we were on Carousel of Progress. We left and we walked through the hub and we're headed over toward Pirates of the Caribbean. My wife had asked about the timing for Pirates of the Caribbean, and she looks down at her magic band like it's a watch, and she doesn't even wear a watch. So I look down at my wrist, and of course my magic band's gone. And so we stopped over to the side by the spring roll cart and realized what was going on, figured out I can use the app to get on the rides the rest of the day. And we did all that and got back to the room, later in the day and filed a missing items report, which we've done a couple of times. We've lost a couple of things while we're down there, never successful. Well, this one, within 2 hours of the report being filed, they sent me a message saying that they recovered it and that they would ship it directly to my home, and we got it within 10 days.
Holy smokes. I think Scott had something similar to that. Like they mailed you something, Scott, because you were shocked.
They mailed by all of our swimsuits. We left them on the balcony at the Grand Californian.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious.
They just mail them to you. That is a great customer service.
Me at like 1 a.m. because not looking at what state I lived in when they called to tell me that they were sending me a package. Oh man,
that's awesome to hear.
Did you get them that quickly too, Scott? Or
yeah, it was quickly. I was like, I think it was like the night we came home, like so that they called me and said, "Can then you left something in your room?" They didn't even tell me what it was because I was like half asleep. Maybe they did. I just don't remember. But they were just like, "Oh yeah, can we ship it to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, ship whatever." And I'm like trying to think what we left until we get this huge package. Well, it wasn't huge, but it was just a weird shaped package of swimsuits. It's kind of funny.
That's hilarious. Well, I guess in a hotel room it would be a lot easier to narrow down versus I had told them where the last ride we were on and where I had walked, to try to narrow down a magic band that was lost. I assume it was in Carousel of Progress. I mean, we were sitting in like row 2 or something like that, and I was able to give them all that information. So yeah, literally within 2 hours of the report going out, they contacted me and said, yeah, no, we definitely found it. Asked me what type of magic band it was. It happened to be the aliens from like Swirling Saucers from Toy Story. And I just shut off, the credit card link to the magic band to make sure some guest didn't pick it up and start going to Crystal Palace or something like that and charging it on my dime, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt. And Betsy right now tuned in over on YouTube. One of our friends here said she was there last month. Her nephew lost his magic band the very first hour. They were at the dig site pool over at Coronado. They had it back to him the next day. She said they're amazing and so sweet. I was just thinking about this. I wonder how many magic bands are lost at Walt Disney World every day. It's got to be crazy because they pop off pretty easy, right? If you just snag them the wrong way, they'll kind of boop right off your wrist. I mean, it's got to be hundreds.
Well, I'm the backpack Sherpa on our trips too, so I'm putting this backpack on and off on every ride, and I'm guessing just slipping it over the arm just right.
Yep.
Drop it to the floor. Didn't look at it until my wife looked at her magic band like it was a watch, asking about our reservation for Pirates, and I'm like, well, I haven't looked at my wrist. Look down, gone.
Oh man,
I lost one at the pool. Like lifting my arms up to put the towels like in the towel bin, and we just like went down with all the towels. I'm like, well, so long.
See you, Magic Band. It's been nice knowing you. I have 87.
Yeah, exactly. So this was day 2 of our trip, so I got a chance to use my brand new Magic Band Plus for the first day at Hollywood Studios, and our first ride at Magic Kingdom was Carousel of Progress, and then that was gone. So yeah, I got 1 day and 1 ride out of mine.
That's how it always goes. So tell us the story about the Advent Health, the experience you had.
Yeah, they were fantastic. I got really sick on the last day of our trip. We were flying out Saturday morning, and it was Friday night, and it had started earlier in the day at Epcot, a little bit of a cough going on, and by the nighttime, I couldn't breathe. I mean, I couldn't take 2 breaths without coughing constantly, like to the point where my face was turning red. And so I was like, well, I don't know what else to do. We don't have a rental car. We stay on property. So I remember that they use Advent Health. So I downloaded the app, got on there with a lady. It took literally 5 minutes to talk to a physician on their site. It's a video chat call. And How, I have no idea, but they had my insurance information. I don't know why or how. I've never used it for any other purpose on Disney property, but she said, just to let you know that this call is going to cost you $64 on your credit card. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. So within 5 minutes of talking to her on the phone, she's like, yeah, you've got severe bronchitis. She prescribed me prescription for a steroid, a anti-cough suppressant type of pill, and also antibiotics at the same time so I could be more comfortable on my flight home. Sent them to a local CVS. If I had called 2 hours prior, they would have delivered those prescriptions directly to our hotel room. But I didn't call because I was a stubborn jerk and so decided I could make this work, but so I took an Uber, put a mask on, told the guy what was going on. He was fine with it, waited for me at the pharmacy back. My insurance covered basically all but $5 of the cover charges for the prescriptions and stuff. But the fact that I was able to talk to somebody within 5 minutes, she knew what was going on and was able to get me relief within an hour was unbelievable. I mean, I can't say enough about how well their relationship with Disney is. And she knew exactly where we were staying based on the conversation that we were having. So she found the closest pharmacy to us.
I wish I had that kind of efficiency here at home.
We don't even have that here. Not even close.
I mean, next time I'm sick, I'd rather be at Walt Disney World, I think.
100%. I mean, you go to a convenient MD or something like that around here, and you're sitting there for 2 hours before you can talk to a human.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm just thinking right now. I'm thinking, man, not that I ever want to get sick at Walt Disney World, but that turned out a lot better than back home. I can tell you that much.
Oh yeah, I mean, I encourage anybody, if you get sick there and you don't have any good way of doing something better, that app, I mean, for $64, it saved my entire flight back home. I wasn't that guy on the plane coughing the entire time, disrupting everybody on the plane. And obviously the medications made me better within a week or whatever, but still just the fact that it was a 5-minute wait on a video conference call with this lady, and she was just so polite, so nice, asked about, background, any asthma, blah, blah, blah. Nope. She could tell that I was struggling to just have the conversation with her on the phone. And she was just fantastic. She's like, so you're staying at Port Orleans French Quarter? She goes, do you have a rental car? I said, no. She goes, well, unfortunately, you're after our delivery hours, but I can get you to the CVS, which is about 20 minutes away with an Uber or a Lyft. And I'm like, that'll work. I'll make this work.
Nice. So real quick, how did you make the initial contact? Is it in the app or did you talk to the front desk?
It's in the app itself.
It's in the app. Okay,
nope, it's right in the app. Okay. So you literally download the Advent Health app. It asks you, are you on Disney property? The answer is yes. Then it asks you where you're staying. And then it says, do you want to send a text message or do you want to have a video conference call? I knew a text wasn't going to really explain what was going on, so I opted for the video conference. It says your next physician will be with you it gives you an estimated wait time, which mine was like 13 minutes. Within 5, I was talking to a lady doctor in Florida.
Nice. Well, hey, this call could save 5 people this summer that, especially with kids or themselves, because you always think it's not going to happen.
Heaven forbid you have to do something like that, but know that that's a fantastic option.
100%. I mean, just to have in the back of your head, because you never think this is ever going to happen, but then, you wake up in the middle of the night and you're coughing or, something happens. And it's good to know. It's just one of those tools to have in your tool belt, right? Just to know it's there.
Exactly. It's one of those things I never thought I'd use, but the fact that it was that readily available and the app takes seconds to download and it literally links to your Disney account at the same time, it's like I couldn't believe how quick, smooth, and seamless this was compared to if I'm sick at home, what it's going to take for me to talk to a physician and get results.
And you got your Magic Band back too. I mean, lightning struck
And I got
twice.
my Magic Band back within 10 days. They mailed it right to the house because they said I could have gone back to the park to pick it up, but we didn't have another park day at Magic Kingdom. And it takes them, it says up to a week to send it to Disney Springs, which is where everything lands apparently after about a 7-day period. If you don't pick it up at the parks, you have to pick it up at Disney Springs at their lost and found.
That whole logistics thing cracks me up. I'd love to see how that works. I'd love to see.
I'd love to see the amount of sunglasses, hats,
I know. I'd love to see
stuff
that.
like that. Especially when you buy a Disney hat, like Scott and I have both the same exact hats, from the 50th anniversary with the partner statue. How many of those are sitting in Lost and Found, and how do they know whose is whose?
They don't. They can't.
Exactly. You're getting someone.
Yep, you're getting Bob's.
Yep, exactly. It might have a little more wear and tear than the one that you lost, but 100%. You'll get one back.
I mean, because I wouldn't know. Scott and I have a ton of the exact same hats. I wouldn't know if it's his or mine. As long as it's a Mickey hat, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Well, hey, great call because
Right.
you're gonna save somebody either to get their Magic Band back, but hopefully to have a more comfortable trip if they're not feeling well. So we appreciate you letting everybody know.
100%. And that's why I sent you the email saying, I'd like to give you a call on Sunday and just mention something that you guys don't really talk about a whole lot on the podcast or anybody's podcast, to be honest with you. But yeah, use the Advent Health app if you have something going on that you can't resolve quickly. And if you lose something, be as detailed as possible. Give as much description because, like I said, within 2 hours of where I knew we came from and where I was going, they sent me an email back saying, hey, listen, this is your options to pick it back up. We know exactly where you lost it. And then they give you a nice little card in the box when you get it at home. I'm sure you got the same thing, Scotty G. Great news. We found what you were missing, with a nice little Disney box and everything too. I mean, it was just fantastic. And they don't charge you for the shipping or anything like that either. It's completely free.
Very cool.
Who says nothing's free? All right. Well, hey, you have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully it gets above 60 and you can get out there and do some grilling or something.
100%, guys. I smoked wings today on my Traeger grill and made garlic Parmesan roasted asparagus. So,
dude,
it was fantastic.
That's way better than what I had at Taco Bell. You're killing it. All right.
Of course you had Taco Bell.
Well, of course. But I mean, I was actually going to make hot dogs tonight, but it's raining and it's 60 degrees. Not nice, but I was going to grill hot dogs. Anyway, hey, great call.
All right,
and
fellas,
Scott on YouTube.
But I appreciate the phone call.
Scott Wortman on YouTube says, great call. Good to know about the video doctor. So already appreciate it. So thanks again for the call. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So that is going to do it for tonight's show. Scotty G.
It was great. Happy Memorial Day weekend. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Lots of great calls too. Walt Disney World, Disneyland, kind of saving a trip. Lose your Magic Band or lose your health.
Right. I know. We kind of had the spread all over. Had like a couple live trip reports in there. I like that.
Yeah, I love this stuff. So it's going to be me and you this week because Pam Forster's out of the office and Ricky Niblets out of the office. So we're going to have some fun this week. We'll do listener questions for Wednesday. Friday, I don't know. We should do something. We'll figure something out. I can't.
You know what's funny? I randomly I thought of like an old VH1 show this weekend.
What's that?
Did you ever watch VH1? And it made me think of the draft and like a way we could possibly do it different with like a live audience. Did you ever watch the show The List?
The List? No, but
they would have like a musical topic, right?
Okay.
Like best heavy metal bands or something. And they would bring in like 4 people in this panel. They would give their top 3. So then they had this list of 12. Sometimes there was duplicates, so maybe a list of 10 or whatever. And then they each had to remove one from that list. So like you would remove like one of mine, Ricky's or Pam's or whatever, and we go around, and then there's this final list, and then the audience got to pick like what the best one was, kind of a deal. Like that could be like a fun thing we could do, but we would have to have like a good live audience though.
No, we'll always have a good live audience for that. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Or we could do it like on Sunday, right? If that's a Friday show, and then you like people can like on the Discord or whatever, just say like what their favorite was. We tally it up and be like, boom, that's the Be Our Guest podcast.
I like that idea.
Number one thing for this topic or something.
The list.
But we need more people. So that's not good for you and me because we need a
like a
round table.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But do you remember that show? Like I
don't
used to
remember
love
that show though. I don't remember that show though. The List.
It's like I watched the random. I was just down a rabbit hole with them this weekend, and there's like the best female performance in a song or something. I mean, you could just pick like any musical topic, and it was just kind of fun to like reminisce and look back at that show.
I'm looking it up. I'm gonna have to look that up. But yeah, okay. So we'll do something similar to that this week though for Friday, like some kind of like old like take on an ESPN show or something. Like we do, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah,
we'll have fun with it because I love those kind of things. We're kind of a challenge, but we do need to do that though. I love that idea. Like that sounds, but I guess we have.
It's
to have
just a fun way to bring the audience in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because they could be like they're kind of like a 5th player or something. Like
exactly. And then they make that final pick.
And they make the pick. Okay.
We just need to have an admin to tally everything up for us.
And I'm sure
we could find someone.
Yeah, 100%. Somebody would do that. All right, so we are going to jump out of here, but we'll be back together this week. A lot of Scotty and Mike, so it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and we got a great trip report coming your way with listener Rebecca from the UK on Monday. If you're listening live, it's going to come out here in about less than an hour, so it's going to be hitting your feed here shortly. So hope you enjoy that podcast. You stayed up late with me, and we talk about a great trip. So until then, don't forget our podcast is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you get to your next Disney destination. Great first-class concierge level service with each and every trip, and the best part, no additional cost to you. It's absolutely free. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. beourguest.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. If you're doing that shopping this weekend, just click through our link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. We get a little commission with each purchase, very little, but it all adds up and it keeps us going. So please use that link as often as you can. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. Yes, I figured out the big mistake of last week. It's all good. The show went out on time today. I was so proud of myself that I found the drop-down box finally. But Mike in the Midwest is out there for our patrons and just everybody who supports us. Thank you so much for that. You can support us as well. Just $5 a month is all it is. And of course, you get the bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Today's show this morning, it was called Everybody Deserves a Walk-Off. I think everybody deserves a walk-off at some point in their life. So go and get it. Just go over to patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can give me a follow on social media at beourguestmike on x.com, Instagram, and Threads. You can follow Scott in the same places at Epscott, EPSCOT. But where you need to go is the big channel because it's big now. 4 digits in subscribers. We're over 1K. Must See Adventures, which has now made its way from Walt Disney World to Hawaii. That's where we are now, I believe, as this show comes out on the feed. Scott, what's going on with the channel? What's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, so we moved to Hawaii. That was one of our more popular videos, that check-in day. I didn't think like a travel day would be that popular.
I love travel days. Like on The Amazing Race, I'm always obsessed with like the airports.
Yeah, so I didn't show a whole lot of airports. Showed some flight, flying over the Pacific Ocean, getting to an island. That was kind of fun to do. Yeah, so we're checked into the Royal Hawaiian, and the next episode, trying to get out this weekend for in honor of Memorial Day, like for our fallen heroes. So we're doing our day at Pearl Harbor, which just ironically happened to be the next day on the trip. So we're going to go to Pearl Harbor, watch the band perform. It's very cool. Then Liz and I spent some time in Waikiki. We do a little walking tour and check out some of the sites there. So it'll be a fun, long episode, but definitely check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it.
All right. So check it out. Must See Adventures, like and subscribe. And, because if you subscribe, boom, you get the notification when the next episode comes out. You never miss anything. And speaking of that,
just like with the podcast, you just got to subscribe to the podcast and leave a 5-star review, right?
We never talk about that, but if you watch us live or whatever, do subscribe and follow or whatever it's called. Because I don't even know if Apple Podcasts calls it subscribing anymore. I think they call it following the podcast, but it helps us out. And give us a rating and a review, please. 5-star reviews help drive folks to find our show. We've been doing this for over 18 years. Sometimes the ratings and reviews do expire. So if you could do that, we'd really, really appreciate that. And we do have a YouTube channel. If you want to see us in our cool little captain's hats, because it is yacht rock season, go over to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe, which is youtube.com/beourguestpodcast. We have over, I think, 1,000 videos at this point, because every time we record a show, it's on YouTube. So you can always see what's going on there. And here's the one thing about our YouTube channel too. We have pre and post show for every show. So you'll hear us stuff before the show starts and after the show. So if you ever want to know the goofiness, it's on YouTube. I don't know if you knew that. And there's some Mike in the Midwest stuff on that channel too, if you just ever wanted to know. Anyway, so we are going to get out of here. Great shows coming your way this week, but enjoy the holiday weekend with your friends and family. And thanks to everyone who serves. And thank you for reflecting on what the weekend means for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. All right, for Scotty G, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. We'll see you on the feed this week. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.